not scared. But in Gaza, when they see a helicopter, that means another massacre is coming. And so we have to make sure that we keep standing up. And standing up for our people. Look at everybody around you. This is the largest mass of people in Detroit in a very long time. Don't let them say, I know I said it a lot, but the media never listens. Don't let them say that there's hundreds or thousands. How many are there here today? Tens of thousands of people here today. The next speakers are coming up to represent the campus of our campuses throughout the country. So please help me welcome from many universities here in the Detroit area, activists and representatives from Students for Justice in Palestine.
My name is Dina, and I'm the co-vice president of Students for Justice Palestine at Wayne State University. And I'm a proud Palestinian myself. As we all know, there was a major internet outage in Gaza last night, causing us to completely disconnect from our people in Gaza that left us in the dark, only with our thoughts and prayers to keep us faithful. During that time, the only thing that kept me going was the faith I had in Allah's plan. This disconnection made me think of all the times we've been in this position as Palestinians throughout our lifetime. For the past 75 years, we spent our whole lives in the dark. Generation after generation, we lived on stories of the Nakba and the displacement, not just our families, but our lives in the dark, wondering what we're doing is enough, thinking our voices aren't heard. But this time, it's different. This time, we are the leaders of this movement. The voice for the voiceless. And the reminder to this world that humanity does indeed, but it's the word in the media as well, and you guys all know that. It is completely our job to break the stigma and the propaganda strategically made to put us down and spread lies about our cause and our movement. We are here to spread awareness, break down barriers, educate and inform the misinformed. Old and young, we have the same job. It's time for the fearless, courageous, and the leaders of this movement. Thank you.
Of the newborns born into Gaza, born into an open-air concentration camp amidst genocide, and labeled person number 503 on their wrists. My name is Lina, a proud Palestinian, and I'm the co-president of the Students for Justice in Palestine chapter at the University of Detroit Mercy. Serving the purpose of justice for Palestine are still out here speaking at a rally to prove that genocide is not okay. We are forced to display footage of our martyrs, scorched bodies, limbs blown into pieces under the rubble, and those in traumatic mourning in order to prove a point. Yet the world shamelessly agrees that we do not deserve to live. We condemn the widely circulating narrative framing the on-screen violence as a product of anything else besides over 75 years of brutal Zionist colonization, unconditional U.S. military and diplomatic support of Zionism, and the apartheid system maintained by the Israeli government. We affirm the Palestinians' right to resist colonization, oppression, and genocide. Over 2 million Palestinians live in the world's largest open-air concentration camp, with currently over 7,000 martyrs the past 3 weeks alone. These aren't just numbers, they're people, lives, souls in our official student organization statement of for all and for the unwavering support of the Palestinian people in their plight for freedom, liberation, and genocide have been strategically controlled graveyard.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Salma, and I am the president of Students for Justice in Palestine chapter at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, also known as SAFE, Students Allied for Freedom and Equality. Our universities and institutions are more than just complicit in the ongoing genocide unfolding in Gaza. Our universities, in fact, work with companies that directly participate in the brutal war crimes against the Palestinian people. Let us be very clear. This is not a war, this is a massacre. It is a humanitarian catastrophe led by the Israeli government and its armed forces, aided by funding from the US government through our tax dollars and funding from our very own schools and universities. Currently, the University of Michigan is invested in companies such as Hewlett Packard, which supplies the electronic identification systems used to immobilize Palestinians at Israeli military checkpoints. The University of Michigan invests in the company of Lockheed Martin with military equipment and training since 2001. The University of Michigan invests in the Boeing Company, which expedited the delivery of 1,000 bombs to aid in Israeli airstrikes on Gaza in recent weeks. By funding the weapons used by Israel, our university and ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people. In recent years, ties between institutions of higher education and the Defense Department have skyrocketed by 900%. Every bomb Israel drops on us is bankrolled through massive investments in the world's largest arms manufacturers, namely Boeing, Lockheed, Truman, General Dynamics, and Albion Systems. Universities divest from their endowment for the daily violence faced by Palestinians. We are calling for divestment from any and all companies that profit off of the human rights violations committed by Israel and aid in the apartheid system maintained against Palestinians. All of the ways you can join the movement and help us apply pressure onto the University of Michigan will be posted on SAFE's Instagram page at SafeUMich. So please follow us so you can get involved. The university has divested from companies before, and they can certainly do it again. 100% possible and effective, and something you can directly do. First and foremost, email the university president and board of regents saying that you will not donate or contribute to the university by any means until they comply with SAFE's demands and divest. Secondly, email and call them saying that their contributions to the genocide and Gaza and apartheid regime and all of Palestine is immoral. I am not only detrimental to Palestinians,
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اسمي أحمد غانم. أنا هنا من المظاهرة الكبرى في مدينة ديترويت لمناصرة غزة ومناصرة الشعب الفلسطيني. زي ما احنا شايفين المظاهرة كبيرة جدا لدرجة انها انقسمت نصين، نص الناحية دي ونص الناحية دي، لأن الصوت مش واصل لكل المظاهرة. كعدد أعداد كبيرة جدا من الناس موجودة. وزي ما احنا شايفين يعني في كل امريكا وفي كل المدن الكبرى في الغرب هناك وقوف كبير بين الشعب الامريكي والشعوب الغربيه عموما مع القضيه الفلسطينيه، على عكس الحكومات وعلى عكس المواقف اللي تاخذها الحكومات. وده نتيجه ان المواقف الحكومات واخداها امتداد للمواقف الطويله اللي حصلت نتيجه سنين طويله. احنا الان بنشوف تغير كبير جدا في الخريطه السياسيه في العالم كله، وده نتيجه السوشيال ميديا. قبل كده كانت الاخبار فقط محكومه بالوسائل الاعلام الكبيره او وسائل الاعلام الاساسيه. الشباب تقريبا اللي تحت 35 سنه الان لا يشاهدون التلفزيون. السوشيال ميديا بياخدوا اخبارهم من السوشيال ميديا، وده اللي ادالنا صوت جديد وقدر يوصل صوتنا عشان نتكلم عن عداله القضيه. ودي مهمه جدا. المهم ان احنا كلنا يعني اي انسان في اي مكان انه دايما يتكلم. ما تستخسرش انك تتكلم، ما تستخسرش انك تكتب بوست، ما تستخسرش ان انت تشير بوست، لان ده ممكن يكون يفرق مع واحد انه يفهم حقيقة ما فهمهاش قبل كده. لان في غالبية الناس الان بيجيبوا الاخبار بتاعتهم من السوشيال ميديا، وبيجيبوا الاخبار بتاعتهم من الترندز، وبيجيبوا اخبارهم من الهاشتاجز. وبالتالي لما انت بتقدر ان انت تشير او ان انت تزود الصوت ده حتى لو انت بتكتبش حاجه، انت يعني بتغير المعادلات اللي كانت موجوده في القضيه بشكل كبير. امبارح على سبيل المثال اتكلمنا عن ستار لينك. يعني لما تم قطع الاتصالات عن غزه، كثير من النشطاء وانا منهم كتبنا عن دعوه تدعينا الناس انها تطلع على الاكونت بتاع ايلون ماسك وتقول له ان هو يوفر ستار لينك اللي هو الانترنت الفضائي اللي هو عامله لغزه. كان في ناس مستغربين وبيقولوا ازاي ده هيحصل وازاي ده صوتنا هيوصل، ولكن بفضل ان في ملايين الناس من العرب ومن المسلمين ومن الناس المحبين للحريه شيروا الهاشتاج، لدرجه ان الهاشتاج ده بقى ترند. وايلون ماسك فعلا يعني اتكلم وقال انه هيوصلها للمنظمات الفلسطينيه المعترف بها من الامم المتحده. ودي خطوه قويه جدا، خطوه حتى لو كانت يعني تقنيا ممكن ما هتحصل، ولكن سياسيا هو المطلوب. ان ده بيبين ان احنا لينا صوت وصوت كبير. بس احنا مشكلتنا ان احنا مش متوحدين، ومشكلتنا ان احنا بنستعملش الصوت بتاعنا، ومشكلتنا ان احنا زي ما ناس اول ما قلت للناس انشروا الهاشتاج قالوا لي يعني ايه اللي هيحصل؟ مفيش حاجه هتحصل. لا، ممكن تحصل. لان الفرق في الاتصالات وان يكون في انترنت ان واحد يتصل بالبوليس او ما يقدرش يتصل بالبوليس او ما يقدرش يتصل بالاسعاف يقول لهم ان في عماره اتضربت. وبالتالي احنا ممكن نحمي حياه انسان وفي غضون يعني. واثناء ذلك احنا بنعرف العالم كله ان في مشكله كبيره للناس حتى اللي يعني مهتمين بالتكنولوجيا ومش مهتمين بالسياسه، لما يلاقوا ان في هاشتاج على ستار لينك يقولوا ايه اللي بيحصل وليه غزه وايه اللي بيحصل في غزه. وبالتالي مهم جدا نشاطنا على السوشيال ميديا الان. مهم جدا نشاطنا على السوشيال ميديا الان. اللي لو ما عندكش اكونت على تويتر او على تيك توك او على انستجرام، افتح الاكونت واعمل حتى بس مجرد ان انت تشير، يعني مجرد انك تعمل شير ده لوحده يعني حاجه تقدر تعملها. احنا هنعمل ايه؟ ما انت لازم تعمل حاجه، يعني ما تقعدش ساكت وما تعملش اي حاجه. زي ما انت شايفين هنا يعني عشرات الالاف من الناس، مش قادر اجيب اخرهم من اولهم، في مدينه واحده من مدن امريكا وهي مدينه ديترويت الامريكيه. هنا في المكان اسمه الهارت بلازا، وهو مكان مشهور على النهر بتاع ديترويت، وامام شركه العربيات الكبرى، المقر الرئيسي لشركه السيارات الكبرى جي ام، ومقرات جميع الشركات الكبرى هنا في امريكا. وبالتالي يعني الحاجتين الاساسيين اللي اي واحد مننا، البرنامج ده موجه للعرب في امريكا، ولكن حاليا القضيه واحده والناس بتتفرج من كل انحاء العالم، والناس من كل انحاء العالم الان متوجهين بنفكر في موضوع غزه. فالقضيه النقطه الاولانيه لازم تكون فيري اكتف على السوشيال ميديا، فيري اكتف على السوشيال ميديا، حتى لو الناس اللي شغالين وخايفين من عقبات انه يحصل له حاجه في الجامعه او في الشغل. انت شير الحاجات الانسانيه، مفيش حد بيختلف على الحاجات الانسانيه، مش لازم تشير الحاجات السياسيه. يعني ما تتكلمش على مثلا على، مش لازم تشير على موضوع الاحتلال وعلى القضايا الكبرى، شير على الحاجات الانسانيه. الحاجات الانسانيه ان احنا عاوزين نحمي الاطفال والنساء في غزه، وده امر ما يقدرش حد يختلف عليه تماما، لكن هو بيقوي القضيه بشكل كبير. ويستخدم هاشتاج سيز فاير ناو. سيز فاير ناو ده الهاشتاج اللي احنا عاوزين نستخدمه، سيز فاير ناو ده على طول. الحاجه الثانيه، تواجد في اي مظاهره تقدر تتظاهر فيها، اي مظاهره تلاقيها في اي مكان تواجد، وحاول ان انت يعني يكون لك تواجد وتزود عدد المظاهرات، لان الحاجات دي كلها السياسيين والقاده بيبصوا عليها. احنا عندنا في امريكا الان، في هنا الناس يعني الاعلام الامريكي مخضوض من اللي بيحصل، مخضوض من الاعداد، مخضوض من اللي بيحصل، لدرجه ان هم لان هم اول ما بداوا الموضوع قال لك ان اي حد بيتكلم ده يبقى هو ايه، يبقى هو ارهابي او مناصر للارهابيين. كانوا فاكرين ان الكلام ده هيخوفنا وهيخوف الناس انها ما تتكلمش على القضيه، ولكن زي ما انتم شايفين الاف الناس، الاف الناس مش بس عرب ومسلمين وناس يهود كتير جدا موجود هنا من الناس اللي هم مناصرين للسلام، موجودين في مظاهره كبيره في كل يوم في الويك اند. هنا في مظاهرات، يوم الاربعاء كان في مظاهره كبيره منظمتها منظمه يهود من اجل السلام. امبارح مجموعه مئات من اليهود من اجل السلام احتلوا اكبر محطه مترو انفاق في امريكا، اللي هي السنتر ستيشن في نيويورك، ورفضوا انهم يخرجوا والبوليس اخرجهم بالعافيه احتجاجا على الحرب. فبالتالي لازم نوجد لازم نظهر ان في راي عام عالمي ضد الحرب، لازم يكون في راي عام عالمي ضد الحرب، ولازم الراي العام العالمي يعني احنا اللي نقدر نحركه من خلال السوشيال ميديا ومن خلال التظاهرات. النقطة الأخيرة هنا اللي هي موضوع الدنيا مش أبيض وأسود، وإن إحنا نقول إن كل الناس ضدنا وكل ده مش صحيح. الناس المؤمنين بالسلام والناس اللي زينا والناس اللي عاوزين يعيشوا في أمان ومش عاوزين يعتدوا على حد أكتر بكتير جدا 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 من الناس اللي عاوزين يعتدوا علينا وياخدوا حقوقنا. وبالتالي أنت تشوف الشعوب الغربية اللي إحنا عايشين معاهم هنا، الأغلبية العظمى ضد إطلاق النار، الأغلبية العظمى ضد إرسال مساعدات عسكرية في حروب. ولكن التغيير إن يحصل من القديم اللي كان الشعوب زي الشعب الأمريكي مش مهتم بالسياسة الأمريكية من السياسة الخارجية، نتيجة إن هو الغسيل الدماغي الإعلامي بدأت تتغير، هتاخد وقت. ولازم إن إحنا نقول، ما ينفعش نقول إن كل اليهود ضدنا أو إن ضد اليهود أو ضد كذا. معظم، يعني مش عايز اقول معظم، في نسبه كبيره من اليهود هنا في امريكا، اليهود بينزلوا يتظاهروا ضد الممارسات قتل الاطفال والنساء في فلسطين. وبالتالي لازم عشان تكون تفهم مين عدوك ومين صديقك ومين واقف معاك. اللي واقف ضدنا هي الحكومات القديمه والسياسات القديمه اللي ما بتؤمنش باننا كعرب وكمسلمين لنا حقوق زي بقيه الناس، لكن الشعوب معانا، ولازم ان احنا نتواصل مع الشعوب من خلال فعاليات زي ديت ومن خلال مظاهرات زي ديت. ومن خلال السوشيال ميديا بالتفاعل مع الشعوب. انا هحاول ارجع تاني للمظاهره وبعد كده احاول اخد انترفيوز مع بعض الناس اللي هم حاضرين هنا في المظاهره. باك تو يو محمد، هنرجع تاني للمظاهره.
I don't know if you see it tomorrow or not. It's going to be a...
As proud Jewish Americans whose families actually were directly impacted by the Holocaust, we know what happens when people are called animals, and we cannot be silent. Never again! Not just for the Jewish people, but for everyone, everywhere! We are grassroots, multiracial, multicultural, intergenerational movement of U.S. Jews and like-minded souls. We envision a world where all people, from the U.S. to Palestine, live in freedom, justice, equality, and dignity. We firmly believe that Palestine's cause is our cause. That Palestine's dignity is our dignity. And none of us are free until we all are free. The situation in Gaza is appalling, to say the least. So what? You can ask. Can we do that? We know what is right, but how do we make our just cause a reality? I'll tell you. Contact your elected representatives, and contact them again, and contact them again, and again, and again, and they will eventually listen. These men and women, they work for us, not the other way around. I repeat, these men and women, they work for us, not the other way around. Tell the U.S. government to immediately de-escalate the situation on the ground and stop sending more weapons to Israel. In short, we say this. Our elected representatives must speak to us and for us. We are their constituents. Demand a ceasefire!
Now!
And take immediate action to prevent further genocide against the Palestinians in Gaza. Now, in terms of the ceasefire now, I do not want you to wait until you get home to start. My friends, let them hear your voices now. Now, when I say an elected official's name, my friends, I need to hear your voices yell out, "Ceasefire now!" So, here we go. Representative Free Tangaha! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Next up on the list, Rep. Debbie Dingle. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Rep. Haley Stevens! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Rep. John James! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! And now we move on to our senators. supposedly represents all of Michigan. Senator Gary Peters. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Senator Eddie Stabenow. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! And most importantly, in one voice, as loud as you can, President Joe Biden! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Now, ceasefire now. Keep going. Ceasefire. Keep going.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Keep going. Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire
Louder. 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 Keep going. Louder. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Louder. Let them hear you. Keep going. Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now. Keep going. Let them hear you.
Ceasefire now!
In Canada.
Ceasefire
In
now!
Detroit.
Ceasefire now!
In DC.
Ceasefire now!
In Newark.
Ceasefire now!
In Gaza.
Ceasefire now! 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 Ceasefire.
Our next speaker coming to the stage. She has spoken out courageously in these last few weeks. One of our few elected officials who have. We need a lot more of her, especially outside the Arab American community. She is a Detroit City Council person. Please help me welcome our sister, Gabriela Santiago Romero.
Thank you all so much for having me. As has been mentioned, my name is Gabriela Santiago Romero, and I am your proud Detroit City Council member here in District 6. Welcome to the district, everyone. I am so incredibly honored, privileged, and proud to represent the city's most beautiful and diverse district. I grew up and represent our beautiful neighborhood of Southwest Detroit. Let me hear you. If you are here from Southwest Detroit. Our district has Jews, Palestinians, Asian Americans, Latinx, Black folks, white folks, and everyone in between, all who are deserving of love and care. Right now, our Palestinian and Jewish neighbors are suffering. Thank you to our Jewish comrades who are demanding that their mourning not be used for revenge. We see you and we love you, and we appreciate you so much for your voice. It is what is needed to push the liberation of all Palestinians in Gaza. To all of my Palestinian friends and constituents, I am so sorry. I am sorry that this country is embedded in colonialism, apartheid, and genocide. I believe in stories, and every night as I lay in bed watching, the stories come from Gaza, ones of terror and fear. We must remember that we all play a part in their stories. Our taxes are funding this one-sided war. I believe in stories, and I believe that there are characters who are heroes, that there is good and that there is bad, that there are characters that can come together and lead us for hope and change. We can end this chapter of terror, and we're turning the page and writing a new chapter, one that is working towards peace and humanity. I mourn the life of Sam Wolf, and I know she would have wanted peace. I mourn the life of every Palestinian right now who is dying because our country is used as funding genocide.
السلام عليكم رجعنا تاني. لسه شفنا يعني المتحدث السابق كان مجموعة من منظمة يهود من أجل السلام، وديت منظمة بتقود حاليا معظم الفعاليات الرافضة للحرب حاليا في أمريكا، وليهم تشابترز في كل مكان. فيعني يعني تأكيدا للكلام اللي قلناه، ان يعني ما ينفعش ان احنا نقول كل اليهود او كل العرب او كله كذا. في ناس كتيرة معانا حاليا بيعدوا عشان يخرجوا لمسيرة. كل الناس اللي هنا هيخشوا في مسيرة الآن كبيرة بعد بعض الكلمات اللي بتتقال يعني.
La lucha sigue. La lucha sigue. We also say, sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Thank you all so much for your fight for liberation of everyone. We must free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
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 Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
We are here today, generations of people. If you have one of your children, will you hold them up? If you have one of your children, will you hold them up? Because they said the old would die and the young forget. Did we forget? Did we forget? Did we forget? Some of you know the son will tell you the name of the village that their parents and grandparents were ethnically cleansed from. So did we forget? Did we forget? Our next speaker has been active in Detroit for many years. Solidarity with Palestine, with Pan-Africanism, and he is here for more foreign now. Please help me welcome our brother, Abayomi Ezekwe.
Good afternoon. It is so beautiful to look out on this crowd, to see thousands and thousands of Palestinians, to see thousands and thousands of Palestinians wrapped around people's necks. We know that one day we will all gather and liberated, free Palestine from the mountains to the sea. And the descendants of a people who were kidnapped and brought to this country on the bottom of slave ships. We reject the imposition of the 21st century enslavement of the Palestinian people. We reject the billions upon billions of dollars that are sent by the United States government to the state of Israel to suppress and to perform genocide on the Palestinian people. Those billions and billions of dollars should be utilized right here in Detroit and other cities across the country to guarantee housing, healthcare, education, environmental reality, and all essentials of life. Over the last 3 weeks, we are angry, but we know we are not alone. We are marching alongside billions of people around the world, from Australia to Asia to Africa to Britain and to North America and throughout Latin America. We are all marching and we are saying, in the seas, ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Free Palestine! There is victory for us. Thank you so much. Let's hit the streets. Let's hit the streets. Let's stay in the streets until Palestine is liberated. Thank you. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. I want everybody hands up. Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Our last speaker coming up to the stage before we march. Our last speaker coming up to the stage before we march, and then I will give everybody directions on our march today as we are loud and organized and strong. He is the House Majority Floor Leader in the Michigan House of Representatives. He is one of our proud Arab American, Yemeni Americans in our community. Because we are the capital of Arab America, and we are specifically the capital of Yemeni America here in Dearborn, Detroit, and Hamtramck. So please help me welcome our brother, Representative Ibrahim Ayesh. What up, though? Today, we have one message to America. Be true to what you said on paper. America, you promised the world that all men and women are created equal. Yet somehow we find billions of dollars to dehumanize Palestinians. Somehow you tell us that the lives of Palestinians are secondary to an Iron Dome system. That somehow the lives of Palestinians is secondary to your propaganda. So today I stand here as an American and I'm ashamed of what our leadership has shown the world. I'm ashamed that this country, that the leaders in the country, and yes, we're talking about Joe Biden, that he stood with no spine and did not demand peace for the Palestinians, did not demand peace for the Israelis, but instead continues to fund a genocide. So to that, we say, Joe Biden, we demand a ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
And we demand a ceasefire, not because we don't care about all innocent lives. It is because we care about all innocent lives. So when they tell us your demands are perpetuating terrorism, we say, no, we are demanding a ceasefire now. When they tell us that somehow we asking for Palestinians to be treated with dignity and respect, that we want to perpetuate violence, we say actually we don't. We are demanding a ceasefire now. That when we are asking that our politicians stop dehumanizing Palestinians through funding a war, through deed, we are asking our people to do one thing. That we recognize your actions dehumanize people through our dialogue. So I want everybody to focus here. We got to remain committed to the work of freedom and safety for all people in this country and the world, and that includes Palestinians. Because when I think about what happens in this country, I think about Wadir. May God have mercy on his soul. 26 times he was stabbed by his landlord. 26 times he was dehumanized. 26 times a knife pierced through that little boy's body. 26 times. And there are more than 2,000 Wadirs in Gaza. And there are thousands more that have lived 75 years in an occupation. So today we ask for a free Palestine, and we demand our politicians to fight for a ceasefire now. Now, this is the Motor City, so before I pass it back to Ahmed, we gotta add a little bit of soul to our marches. And folks always ask, what is the point of marches? Why do we go out in the streets when people in Gaza are dying? What can we do by coming out today? It is simple. Our politicians, from our U.S. senators and members of Congress, need to know that we have Americans on U.S. soil that are demanding a ceasefire, that we have Americans on U.S. soil recognizing that we do not want our taxpayer money to kill more Wadi'as in Gaza, that we have Americans on U.S. soil that recognize we do not want violence anywhere in the world, that we have Americans on U.S. soil that also vote in November. So if you think we're going to forget now, you can forget about Palestinian lives now, but you'll be damned if we forget about them in November. You can forget about the concerns of your constituents now, but you'll be damned if you think we're going to forget in November. So I want you all to repeat after me, and then Hamid's going to explain what we're going to do. I say something and you say it back. You guys ready? Hey, 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 hey. Free
السلام
Palestine
عليكم ورحمة
today.
الله وبركاته.
Hey, hey, hey,
طبعا
ho.
زي ما شفنا
The genocide has to
آلاف
go.
الناس في المظاهرة النهاردة
Hey, 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 hey.
في
Free
ناقلين
Palestine
مظاهرات من
today.
كندا. البرنامج بتاعنا
Can't you
اسمه
see?
برنامج صوت العرب، وبرنامج موجه للعرب والمسلمين في أمريكا، اللغة بتاعته بالعربي، عشان ننظم نفسنا قبل الانتخابات الأمريكية القادمة. البرنامج موجود على Goodcast.net Goodcast.net، ويكون متاح على كل السوشيال ميديا بلاتفورمز، فيسبوك، يوتيوب، تيك توك، انستغرام، and تويتر اكس. فياريت تتابعونا. النهارده كان بس تغطيه سريعه غير مرتب ليها نتيجه الاحداث اللي حصلت. وشكرا لكل المتطوعين والفولنتيرز اللي ساعدونا نعمل بث حي تجريبي لهذا اليوم. وان شاء الله مواعيد البرنامج هنعلنها على موقعنا على goodcast.net وعلى صفحة الفيسبوك. اخيرا قبل ما نمشي، عاوز كل واحد يا ريت استعد دايما، خليك دايما اكتف على السوشيال ميديا بشكل كبير، خليك اكتف على السوشيال ميديا بشكل كبير، انزل اي مظاهرة تقدر تنزلها، خليك دايما، دي اهم دعم نقدر ندعمه لاخواننا الموجودين في فلسطين. نتمنى ان لو بنتقابل قريبا يكون ان شاء الله القضية، يعني وقف النار انتهى. الآن المظاهرة هتنتهي، والمظاهرة هتتحول لمسيرة الناس تقدر تمشي إن شاء الله. فشكرا جزيلا لكم على حضوركم النهاردة، وإن شاء الله نشوفكم قريبا إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.